before we get into this, Lakers Nation, pause for a second. If you believe this franchise never thinks small, if you believe banners are the only acceptable outcome, then hit that like button right now and drop a comment telling me one thing. Would you trade everything for Giannis? Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just another rumor. This is a kind of situation that can shift the balance of the entire NBA. A $175 million earthquake? While much of the basketball world is obsessing over free agency names and mid-level contracts, something much bigger may be quietly brewing behind the scenes in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Lakers, 17-time NBA champions, are reportedly positioning themselves for something far more ambitious than signing complementary pieces. They may be waiting for a supernova-level trade opportunity. And that opportunity has a name: Giannis Antetokounmpo, a 2-time MVP, a 10-time All-Star, a former Defensive Player of the Year, an NBA Finals MVP, a $175 million-level franchise cornerstone. And according to a recent report from ESPN insider Dave McMenamin, there are league executives who believe Giannis is the big prize the Lakers are monitoring if the Milwaukee Bucks decide to move him this offseason. Let that sink in. Why this isn't as crazy as it sounds. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Giannis isn't leaving Milwaukee. Maybe. But here's where things get complicated. The Bucks situation hasn't been as stable as it once was. The franchise that won the 2021 title hasn't consistently looked like a dominant contender in recent seasons. Roster aging, salary cap constraints, and playoff frustrations have quietly added pressure. And here's the key detail. Giannis becomes eligible for a contract extension on October 1st. That means Milwaukee faces a crossroads. Either they convince their franchise superstar that the championship window is still wide open, or they consider the unthinkable, exploring trade value before losing leverage. The Lakers understand this timeline, and according to league chatter, they are preparing, just in case. Timing is everything. Earlier this month, trade conversations around Giannis felt premature. Teams didn't want to appear desperate. The market wasn't defined yet, but the offseason changes everything. Draft capital becomes clearer, cap sheets reset, front offices recalibrate, and suddenly possibilities expand. McMenamin's report suggests that the Lakers' potential offer becomes more attractive during the offseason than it would have been earlier. That's not random speculation. That's strategic positioning. Los Angeles isn't acting impulsively. They're calculating. They're waiting for the exact moment when Milwaukee might hesitate. And if that hesitation comes, the Lakers plan to be ready. The competition will be brutal. Let's not pretend this would be a two-team race. If Giannis truly becomes available, half the league calls immediately. One franchise already showed aggressive interest during the season: the Golden State Warriors. Golden State explored scenarios but couldn't find a workable framework at the time. That doesn't mean they're done. Other contenders with young assets and draft capital would also enter the race instantly. This wouldn't be a polite negotiation. It would be an arms race. And in an arms race, only the bold survive. The hard truth about a trade package. Now we reach the emotional part, because every blockbuster comes with a cost. For the Lakers, that cost likely starts with one name: Austin Reaves. Reaves isn't just another young guard. He's one of the most valuable contracts in the league relative to production. He's developed into a high IQ scorer, secondary playmaker, and fearless competitor. He represents the future. And that's exactly why Milwaukee would demand him. No serious Giannis offer from Los Angeles happens without Reaves being on the table. That's the reality. Would the Lakers include him? If the return is Giannis Antetokounmpo? History tells us this franchise doesn't hesitate when a generational talent becomes available. What this means for the current roster. Here's the part that makes this even more fascinating. Publicly, the Lakers will say all the right things. They'll focus on the current roster. They'll talk about chemistry, growth, playoff aspirations. And that's genuine. Right now, this team's mission is simple: make noise in the postseason. But behind closed doors, front offices always plan two timelines at once. Compete now, prepare for opportunity. And Giannis represents the ultimate opportunity. A two-way force who instantly changes defensive identity. a transition nightmare for opponents, a championship culture driver. Pair that level of physical dominance with the Lakers' market power and history, that's not just a roster move. That's a league-altering event. The emotional side of this story. Let me speak as a journalist who's covered this league for years. Moments like this don't come often. We're talking about a player who redefined loyalty by staying in Milwaukee, who delivered a championship, who became the face of resilience. The idea of him wearing purple and gold feels surreal. But the NBA isn't sentimental. It's strategic. And if there's even a 5% chance Giannis becomes available, the Lakers would be irresponsible not to prepare. The question isn't whether Los Angeles wants him. Of course they do. The real question is, would Milwaukee actually pull the trigger? This is only the beginning of this story. In Block 2, we're going deeper, analyzing the exact trade mechanics, salary matching, draft capital scenarios, and how this would reshape the Western Conference power balance overnight. If you're still here, you already know this isn't a small rumor. This is a potential NBA earthquake. And before we move forward, I want to hear from you. Would you trade Austin Reaves and multiple picks for Giannis? Drop your take in the comments. Smash that like if you believe the Lakers should go all in. Block 2 is coming next. Forget the headlines for a second. Forget the hype. Let's walk into the front office. Imagine the lights low. Salary cap spreadsheets open. Phones buzzing quietly. Executives speaking in code. Because if the Los Angeles Lakers are serious about acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo, this isn't about emotion. It's about math. And leverage. The $175 million puzzle. Giannis isn't just a superstar. He's a financial structure. His contract sits around the $175 million range across its remaining value. Any team trading for him must match salary within league rules, offer premium young talent, provide long-term draft capital, convince Milwaukee the package keeps them competitive, not rebuilding from scratch. Now, here's where it gets complicated. The Milwaukee Bucks cannot afford to look like they're starting over. Not after winning a championship. Not with their market size. Not with fan expectations. So if they trade Giannis, they don't want just picks. They want impact players. Immediately, what a realistic Lakers package looks like. Let's be realistic. This is an NBA 2K. A credible Lakers offer would likely include Austin Reaves, multiple unprotected first-round picks, pick swaps, salary fillers to match cap rules, possibly another rotation-level contributor. Reaves is a crown jewel of the package. Why? Because he's young, efficient, playoff-tested, and on one of the most team-friendly contracts in the league relative to his production. From Milwaukee's perspective, he represents a player who could average 20-plus per game with expanded responsibility. But here's the uncomfortable truth for Lakers fans. If you're trading for a two-time MVP, you don't negotiate softly. You overpay. That's the cost of generational greatness. Why the offseason changes everything. Timing is leverage. During the season, the Bucks could shut down conversations easily. There's no urgency. There's playoff positioning. There's chemistry to protect. But the offseason? That's when doubt creeps in. If Milwaukee suffers another disappointing playoff exit, pressure builds. Ownership starts asking hard questions. Coaching adjustments are examined. Roster limitations become clearer. And remember, Giannis becomes extension eligible October 1st. That date is massive. If he hesitates, if there's even silence, the trade market ignites. And the Lakers know that. The Warriors factor. Let's not ignore a dangerous variable. The Golden State Warriors. They were aggressive in prior trade windows. They have championship DNA. They have young assets. They have draft capital flexibility. If Giannis becomes available, Golden State won't watch quietly. This becomes a bidding war between iconic franchises. And bidding wars drive prices higher. For Los Angeles, that means potentially adding more picks, more swaps, or even sweetening the deal beyond what fans feel comfortable with. But championships aren't built on comfort. They're built on risk. How Giannis changes the Lakers' identity. Let's shift from spreadsheets to basketball reality. Picture Giannis in transition at Crypto.com Arena. The defensive versatility. The weak side rim protection. The unstoppable downhill pressure. This wouldn't just improve the Lakers. It would transform them. Giannis immediately makes you a top-tier defensive team, a transition nightmare, a playoff matchup problem. In the Western Conference, where elite wings dominate, having a former Defensive Player of the Year changes every series equation. It forces teams to adjust to you, and that's power. But there's a risk no one talks about. Every blockbuster has consequences. If the Lakers unload multiple picks and young assets, their future flexibility tightens dramatically. You're betting everything on a championship window. No safety net, no slow rebuild. It becomes title or bust. And historically, the Lakers have always leaned toward bold over cautious. From acquiring Kareem, to trading for Shaq, to landing Powell, to bringing in Anthony Davis. When a superstar becomes available, this franchise doesn't blink. What Milwaukee really wants. Let's think like Milwaukee. If they move Giannis, they want a player who can headline immediately, draft assets to stay competitive long-term, financial flexibility, a narrative that says retool, not collapse. Reaves fits that narrative. Unprotected picks from a post-Giannis Lakers future, that's valuable too. Because 5 years from now, who knows where Los Angeles stands? Those picks could become gold. That's the gamble Milwaukee evaluates. The Western Conference domino effect. If this trade happens, it reshapes the West instantly. Contenders would have to respond. Teams like Denver, Phoenix, and Dallas would reevaluate roster construction overnight. Because Giannis in purple and gold isn't just another all-star joining a contender. It's a seismic power shift. And the playoffs? They become a war zone. Right now, it's still a waiting game. As of today, nothing is guaranteed. The Lakers are moving forward with their current roster. The Bucks could decide to double down and convince Giannis to extend. There is no formal trade request, no official offer, just positioning, preparation, and quiet monitoring. But in the NBA, preparation often separates contenders from pretenders, and the Lakers are preparing. Lakers Nation, this is the kind of moment that reminds us why we love this game. We're not just talking about a trade rumor. We're talking about legacy, about banners, about the possibility of seeing a generational force like Giannis Antetokounmpo potentially wearing the jersey of the Los Angeles Lakers. If you felt the weight of this discussion, if you imagine what this team could look like, if your heart raced even a little thinking about a blockbuster move like this, I need you to do 3 things right now. Smash that like button to show you want more exclusive Lakers breakdowns. Drop your opinion in the comments. Would you go all in for Giannis or keep building patiently? And most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update, trade analysis, or playoff deep dive. Because if something this big actually happens, you're going to want to be here when it breaks. This is just the beginning.